One of the things that we wanted to talk about, and it's so good to have you here because of this. A lot of guys, we want to talk about the double, all right? And the double is running the Indy 500 and the World 600. I like to call it the World 600. Yeah. It's just easier. In the same day. And we started a poll. We put a poll up on our social media, Leah.
So we had 4 drivers: Tony Stewart, Robbie Gordon, John Andretti, and Kurt Busch. We asked the fans, the double, who did it better? And overwhelmingly, Tony Stewart, which goes right along well with the stats.
Yeah, he did. 4 drivers, obviously. Kurt did it back in 2014, John Andretti in 1994, Robbie Gordon in 97, 2000, 2002, 2003, 2004. Tony Stewart did it in 99 and 2001.
And he finished pretty high up there in both.
Yeah. Stewart is the only driver to do all the miles. So all 500 miles at Indy and all 500, all 600 in the World 600, 1,100 miles. And he did that in 2001, finishing 6th at Indy and 3rd at Charlotte.
That's a big day.
Yeah.
Big day. Yeah.
I remember the first time he did it, he was laid out on the pavement after he got out of the car in Charlotte and was needing oxygen and IVs and everything else.
Yeah, man, that's like, I couldn't imagine after running the 500 and then having to jump in a chopper or a plane to get down there and run 600. How long does the 600 take?
4.5 hours.
Woo.
It's, I mean, I think the toughest part probably is the commitment on the IndyCar side, being a month-long commitment.
Yeah.
Because we're still kind of racing throughout that month of May every weekend, and as a NASCAR driver, to go and be available and be present for that month of May in Indy would be tough.
Yeah. I mean, Kurt Busch did a bloody great job.
He did.
Really, really good job.
Even if you weren't a Kurt Busch fan, you were pulling for Kurt
for sure
in that environment. And I think it'd be the same way for an IndyCar guy to come to Charlotte and race, no matter whether you were a fan of his or not, or maybe you disliked him as an IndyCar driver, but you would want him to do well.
Yeah, I mean, in the last practice, I was following him, and right in front of me, boom, into the wall. And what blew me away, he didn't lose confidence. Like that was his last time in the car. Next time was the race, and he jumped in and not a problem. Like normally when you have a hit in the Indy cars, they're bloody big, man. Like they hurt, and sometimes you don't even know what happened. Like, man, what happened? Did I get a gust of wind? So you're a bit unsure when you get back in. But I guess in NASCAR you have so many hits, it's like, oh yeah, it's just another one, I'll jump in. But man, he was like, I was impressed. He did a bloody good job.
In 1970, Donnie Allison won the World 600, and he finished 4th at the Indy 500, but they weren't on the same day. That's pretty good.
It's good. It's good.
It's good, but that double the same day is crazy.
Davy Jones attempted to do the double in 1995, but failed to qualify for the World 600.
So, Will Power, are you ready to announce that you're doing the double?
Oh, man. I have been trying. I want to do an oval race in a NASCAR, man.
Really?
Like,
know somebody that owns NASCAR.
I just want to drive one. I just want to feel what it's like. Do
you think you would be able to get that opportunity at a test or something with Roger? And
yeah, I just got to find the time. They don't do anything for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, just so I could experience the car. They'd be more like, it's got to make sense to them. So...
but even a test?
I can't remember if I asked him. I think he said, win a championship in a 500, then we'll talk. So I've done that.
You're good.
So he's a reasonable guy. I would love to do.
Okay, so here on the line is Roger Penske right now. Matthew, you want to patch him in? We're gonna have. No, I'm kidding.
I'm curious as what track you'd want to run. What race would you run?
I know a 1.5 mile oval. A short track would be bloody cool, but a 1.5 mile oval would be fun. Like, it'd just be something that I've watched and I want to experience. I just want to feel it. I just want to see what are these cars like. You know, would I be okay in them or what? But I think I'd love it. I've done it on iRacing. I was like, I love these things.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how close it is. Probably miles off.
Do you iRace a lot?
Yeah, so not in the season because it gives me bad habits. But you know, sometimes in the off season I do a little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, there's some good guys on there.
Yeah, there are.
It's crazy.
I think iRacing is as close as you're going to get.
Yeah, seriously.
You know, without spending millions of dollars. To do the real thing.
Yeah.
So if talking about the double and who did it the best, we want to talk about drivers that we think we'd like to see pull a double. I think all of us pulled together different names and different drivers. So I'll let you go first, Mike.
Well, you guys will understand where I'm coming from. Now, you're going to think I'm joking, but I want to see Brad Keselowski pull the double for no other reason than to have him get out after an IndyCar practice or race, and then Brad tell everybody what they're doing wrong and basically the state of the sport in IndyCar, because but Brad will have a strong opinion about something, and I just sit here and get entertained by them. But I think Brad is, he could probably, if he committed to it, I think Brad would be. Yeah, I think he would be pretty good at it.
I didn't think about that. I'm on board with that.
Who do you got?
No. I love that. But I love that about Brad.
Yeah.
Like he just goes on and on about every topic he's so passionate about.
Put him in the car 2 times, and he'll know everything about your sport that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I think he got excited after Kurt did it. I think that's when he tested the car. He drove the car at Road America.
Oh,
he did. That's right.
Yeah. So, he could do it. I think the guy that could do it, well, Larson, I reckon would be awesome. But Kyle Busch,
I
reckon he's super good.
I have Kyle on my list too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have Kyle and Jimmy. I think Jim. Only reason I put Jimmy on there is because of it's kind of like the Alonso thing. Like you want to see Jimmy go. Jimmy says he's going to race after his Cup career is over with, and I assume that he's going to go try to compete in these big giant events and just do more cool stuff. And so I'd love to see his attempt at the Indy 500 and his what that would.
I think some of the Cup drivers would be more willing once they put the windscreen on. I think that's coming next year.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be a lot safer. A lot safer.
So expand on that a little bit. What's happening next year?
Yeah, I think the plan is. I'm not going to say it's done, but the plan is to have a windscreen next year. I think.
Okay.
Which is to me a huge step in safety. The last step, like the last big step in safety that they need to implement.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the last 2 fatalities, it would have prevented it. I don't even know before that, but a big difference. And I think people feel a lot safer or more confident in coming over and doing like a one-off at Indy.
Is it like the Halo thing
Yeah.
like in Formula One you're talking about?
It will be something like that. I think they're going to announce something like that coming up here, but it's going to be a windscreen basically. It'll be a full windscreen, not like the Formula One where they just got the halo, but they're going to actually do a windscreen, which is what we need. Because man, when one of those cars on a super speedway crashes in front of you, it's just. I remember Indy a couple of years ago. I put my arm up like. It's probably going to get chopped off with some of the speed you're doing, but it's just stuff goes everywhere. And when you think about like just the tiniest piece to the helmet, and you
We've seen that in IndyCar or Formula One.
Yes, exactly. So that's. I think more Formula One drivers will want to race Indy, and same with the Cup drivers.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, just because it's safer.
We were talking about Cup guys going to Indy. What about Indy guys going to the World 600, Mike?
Hinchcliffe and Will. I think either one of those, and maybe Helio.
Yes, that's
Helio,
that's who was number one on my
kinda,
list. Was a guy to go that way. Yeah.
Just I think that would be fun. Again, I'm not coming at it from the racing. I'm just coming at it for my own entertainment, right? Yeah. And I look for the most entertaining guys and people that would amuse me. I think those would be it. Who do you got?
Yeah.
Will and Scott Dixon.
Scott Dixon,
I think because of their y'all's success on oval racing, which is something that you've worked really hard at.
Yes.
You were struggling on the ovals. And how did that happen? How did you get better as an oval racer?
Yeah, when my first oval was actually in 06 at Milwaukee. It was just I was racing Champ Car, which is what merged into IndyCar, and they just had one oval race, short track race. Enjoyed it a lot, loved it. 07 I did no ovals, but 08 the 2 series merged back together, and suddenly half the races were ovals. But I actually didn't like the formula. The formula was really high downforce, so you'd literally drive out of the pits on a 1.5 mile oval and you'd be wide open first lap on the white line all the way around. And it just didn't require enough talent. Like it was kind of ridiculous. You guys know about it. I mean, you guys have the pack racing, Talladega, Daytona. So it was like that every week, apart from short ovals. So, but yeah, it still required a skill, where to run in the wake and how to run. I actually quite enjoyed it. I just had a lot of bad luck and kind of lost some championships. The last 4 races were ovals. I'd have a big lead and I'd just lose it through, I guess you could call it inexperience and lack of confidence. But then once they reduced the downforce, I really started to enjoy ovals and just experience. The last few years I feel confident going to any race now, whether it's oval or road course, that I have a shot to win. So, worked hard at it. Actually like ovals more than road courses now.
Whoa.
Actually need to go back and start working on some street course stuff. But, I look forward to ovals now. I really I wouldn't care if the whole series was ovals because I enjoy racing them so much. They're just so much fun. Just enjoyable. I understand what I need to get out of the car, how to drive them, all that stuff.